Hello again. My name's Sean, but you already knew that, and we are back here with my favorite time of the week. It's the shout-outs, our chance to get together and have a word, because we don't get to catch up like we used to. Check this out. My buddy Chris, a.k.a. That Joker Guy, talented artist, he posted this to my Facebook wall earlier this week. In fact, just a couple days ago. This is what I used to pass out for a business card in like 2005, maybe 2006. So he totally got this from me at a Comic-Con, and why not? It's fitting, right? When you live like I do, where business and play are the same thing, so why shouldn't your business card be a playing card, right? Made perfect sense at the time, and it got a lot of attention. Now, I haven't thought about these in years, and so I just want to say thanks to Chris for putting that back on my radar. One thing that's new is, have you seen I changed up the channel art on my main channel, The Sean Ward Show? Check it out. I posted it to my Facebook, and my dear friend Rogue at Northern Bell Cosplay commented to say, much better. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Last week, I asked you guys to tell me what the question of the week was going to be. I got a bunch of great questions. We're going to answer a few right now. First up is No Love 85s, who asked, my question is, what Batman villain would you like to see in the Man of Steel 2 movie? He picks the Riddler. I would like to see the Riddler on screen, but I'm not sure that he's the right villain for a Batman meets Superman movie. I think that the Riddler would have been a great choice for a third Batman movie. In fact, before The Dark Knight Rises even was announced, I thought that a natural way to go with it would have been to have the Riddler be the villain in that movie, because you had the Joker testing Batman's limits as far as his moral compass and his conviction, and it would have been great to see the next challenge be the Riddler come along to question his sanity. And I had this idea. I was picturing Batman in the Batcave, and Alfred can't even reach him because he's gone so crazy, and he's got, like, the Batcave looks like the guy's garage in A Beautiful Mind, with all, like, notes and strings going between pins, and just driving Batman absolutely crazy, and Batman has to, like, climb back to regain his own sanity. I thought that was a really great way to go with it, especially when I heard that Stephen Colbert was going to play the Riddler in that movie. But hey, The Dark Knight Rises, you know I love it, so I ain't got nothing to say about that. As for the villain in a Superman meets Batman movie, well, you got to bring Lex Luthor into it at this point, and I think it's going to focus more on kind of Superman villains. I don't think we're going to get any Batman villains, because this isn't Batman's movie. Whenever is the next time they reboot Batman for the movies, I really think that they need a modern interpretation of the Riddler. Frank Gorshin in the 60s TV show was perfection. Jim Carrey in Batman Forever, this is going back to the 90s, the last time we saw the Riddler on screen, and he didn't even get to be the Riddler. Yeah, he was leaving riddles around for Batman, but remember, they're in the Batcave going, wait a minute, the questions all have numbers in them. What if the numbers have something to do with it? So the questions had absolutely nothing to do with anything. They were completely arbitrary, so it wasn't the Riddler. Get out of here with that. I really need to see a real, true, honest Riddler on screen. I also like the idea of the Penguin being portrayed as an international arms dealer back when that was the rumor. So take your pick. I could go for either one of those. The next question comes from longtime fan and friend of the show, some random guy 164, who says, Dear Sean, what do you do for inspiration? Do all the creative ideas just come to you, or do you put on certain music or something else to get in the mood? This is the best part right here. When, not if, but when you are going to direct an official Batman movie for DC, what villains will you pick, and could you perhaps hint at an overview of the script story? Now, I just went over that with the last question, but I needed to single this out because look at this. This guy believes in me. As far as he's concerned, I am going to direct a proper Batman movie for Warner Brothers Pictures. It's in the stars. It's going to happen. People's champion right here. Thank you so much for your love and support. Actually, I'll tell you a little secret. I was here in the apartment when this question came in, and I literally got up, did a little dance. Ooh, it felt so good. I was just like, yeah, people's champion. I was very excited to get that question. Will you ever be in Europe? If so, when? Well, first, let's take these questions one by one. First of all, what do you do for inspiration? Do all the creative ideas just come to you? I don't do anything for inspiration. I don't think you can do anything for inspiration. I think you can maybe try to set the mood, but really, you do nothing. Inspiration comes to you on its own bloody time. So the trick of being a creative person and to try to earn a living at any kind of creative pursuit is having your life situated in such a way that you can grasp creativity and inspiration when it comes at you and run with it. Because I think the thing that holds people up and how people make that transition from wanting to do something creative for a living into doing, just a job that they don't really care about is thinking that they can go back and pick inspiration back up later, or that inspiration will wait for them and they can get to it on their own bloody time. You can't. Inspiration comes, you got to grab it, or it goes. Will you ever be in Europe? If so, when? I've never been to Europe. I would love to come to Europe, but a long time ago, I said to myself, I won't go to Europe until it's for work. Kind of like how Mike Myers said he won't go to New York City until he's auditioning for Saturday Night Live. That's sort of the feeling for me. I'll go to Europe when I get invited to go be a guest at a Comic-Con or something. That's when you'll see me in Europe. And he said, take your pick or answer all of them. I did, and he said, love from the Netherlands. Well, you know, I love my international viewers. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're from somewhere else in the world, we haven't done this in a while. If you're from somewhere else in the world, put in the comments where you're from, because I love hearing and finding out where people are watching from internationally and domestically. And just thanks to all of you for watching all over the world. Enrique Diaz says, hey, Sean Ward, how are you? I'd like to ask what you think of the different universes from Marvel, DC, Transformers, Dragon Ball Z, One Place, and etc. colliding together in one prime universe. I think it's awesome, but at the same time, there'd be a lot of contradictions and stuff. It's interesting, and it would be fun as a novelty, but I wouldn't want it to be just how things are for any of these characters or for any of these universes. I think it's inevitable that Marvel and DC are all going to collide at some point, but the rest of it, you almost kind of need to keep it separate just to, you know, because certain kinds of stories, like, you know, there's certain levels of oomph that you take away when you start adding in the fact that Superman's flying around in it. And, like, what's Superman got to say about it if Transformers are real and shit like that. So for the sake of, like, a one-off story, it would be hella fun. But if you were going to have it that way permanently, it would create too many problems for making up new stories. And the final question here is, my question is, if you were Batman for one day, what Batman would you be? 89 to 92, 95, 97, 2005 to 2012, or 1960s? That's not even a question. I would be 1960s Adam West Batman. You got the coolest outfit, the coolest car, bright, colorful. It's all still fun. The world wasn't grim and gritty yet. That's the Batman I would be. If I was the Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale Batman, I would get my ass kicked up and down the block, I'm telling you. Yeah, so I would love to go driving around in Adam West Batman's car. I'd go to the club in Adam West Batman's costume, get some bottle service, surround myself with ladies. Have a good time is what I would do, because I think that's what the primary difference is. The Adam West Batman, that show and those stories were, I mean, yeah, there's good versus evil in them, but they were about having a good time, and they were silly and fun. The other stuff is scary and dark and violent. And I don't like violence. You know, I like it in the movies to look at it, but to take part in it, I will get my ass kicked. But then again, maybe I'm underselling myself, because, like, I get video. Look at my eyes. You see the demon that just sort of, like, lurks there? Maybe I could hold my own. Maybe we should find out. What do you think? So that's the shout-outs for today. Question of the week this week is going to be, give me your suggestions for topics, and I'll freestyle rap a couple of topics, because I'm getting into the groove. I'm thinking about my next mixtape. I'm thinking about some upcoming performances, so I got to stay sharp. I got to be razor sharp. So you give me some topics, and I'm going to do some freestyle raps about them. Also, keep giving me your questions. I love the questions, and I want to answer more of them. Get at me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and you could see your question answered right here. So that's the shout-outs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave me your freestyle topics, leave me your questions, and we'll see you next time. Yeah.